When Telltale Games revealed that they were going to be making a Walking Dead game, there was a lot of speculation. How could the same studio that brought us point-and-click games take on a franchise like The Walking Dead? They had tried a few franchises before with Back to the Future and the Jurassic Park game, but both kind of just fell flat. But 5 gut-wrenching chapters later and a Game of the Year win, perhaps Telltale could make a game that changes everybody's life when they play it. Let's see what all the hype is about.
What the f***?
With all 5 chapters being released on a disc, it felt like a perfect time to take an in-depth look at the game and see how deserving it was of Spike's Game of the Year award at the VGAs, and also how well it holds up to the tone and feel of the comics and the TV show that this game is based off of. First thing to note was that it was made by Telltale Games, which has a trademark style of gameplay. The entire game plays as a point-and-click adventure with quick-time event-like situations. At its core, the gameplay is very simple. Fixed camera locations, limited range of movement, and repetitive puzzles. So pretty much everything that you'd expect from Telltale. But is it a bad thing? I say no. It was all very fluid, from sabotaging a generator to repeatedly bashing in the head of a zombie. Next thing to acknowledge is that Telltale has a specific look and style that they go for in their games. It's almost a bit cartoony. Now, Walking Dead does grow up a bit from this look, but the art style is still worth mentioning. The zombies won't haunt your nightmares at night, and it will take a little bit to get into the seriousness of the game due to the lack of texture and thick brushstrokes-esque style. But at the same time, it does seem to be an homage to the look of the comics. So though I started the game off thinking twice about how the characters looked, it didn't take long for me to realize it just worked. It gave it this contradiction about it between the quote cartoony look versus the horrors you face. Next detail is a bit minor but really made the game. The sound in this game was really the icing on the cake. Whether you're cutting through someone's leg or just the consistent moaning from the undead while you're trying to have a conversation with someone or wandering around looking for tools. It's used as a constant reminder that you're not safe and you could die any moment, which you do. A lot. Sometimes it takes a few tries just to figure out exactly what it is that you're supposed to do, but not to the point where it gets frustrating. Just, you're going to die. Really, it's preparing you for an actual zombie apocalypse. You're going to die. The voice acting and script for this game started off a bit bland, but as I progressed through the chapters, the performances were so powerful, I shed actual tears. Yes, really, this game made me feel things I didn't think I would or even could feel from a game. This game is so emotionally charged, it moves you. In fact, the game is so intense that you look past the slow pacing of the moments in the game where you're just trying to figure out a puzzle. You're just constantly wanting to progress to the next section just so you can feel that sense of adrenaline again. But at the same time, it kept you on edge because you're worried about who's gonna die next, which leads me to the characters of the game. As you progress through, you'll meet some interesting people, some of which fans of the franchise will recognize, like Glenn and Herschel. I was completely blown away by the evolution that takes place with each character and how you feel about them. You may start off befriending one character, and as events take place, you find yourself becoming more and more distant from them, and the opposite is just as true. There was a character that was just super annoying the entire time and couldn't do anything right. But this game takes you on such an emotional roller coaster that near the end, I felt sorry for the character. I just wanted them to survive as if I was in the group with them. That's what this game does perfectly. It made it an experience. It was my experience. They did this by giving you choices that stuck with you throughout the game, whether it be as simple as siding with one person in an argument or choosing someone to rescue, leaving the others to die. Your decisions matter, and to be honest, some of them were so subtle I didn't even notice them coming back to affect me. Then I got to the end of the game, where one decision I made chapters before changed everything. Which now leads me to need to play this game again, at least 2 more times, just to see the different outcomes. So major points when it comes to replay value of the game. Now going into The Walking Dead, I didn't think it deserved Game of the Year. I will say that. It was missing so many things that make a game arguably great. Gameplay, multiplayer, graphics. But then I realized the The game didn't need all that to be amazing. This game was the most emotionally charged experience I'd ever taken part in that wasn't a real-life event. A great game does that. So outside of some repetitive puzzles that you should expect from a Telltale game, and some loading issues which were non-existent on the PC version, this game was perfect and everything it was supposed to be. Everyone needs to play this game. It fits with the Walking Dead franchise perfectly. I give this game a perfect score. 10 zombies out of 10. Guys, till the next time, I'm the Jovenshire, and you're watching Smosh Games.